Okay, so lost cities, hidden treasures. I mean, these things just, they grab our attention, don't they?
Yeah, it's like built into us, right? That fascination.
Right, and probably no legend does that better than the legend of El
Well,
Dorado.
for sure. El Dorado, it's like the ultimate what if, right? Like, what if there really was a city of gold out there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in this deep dive, we're going to, kind of tackle that question, is El Dorado real? Is it just like a metaphor? Or is it just a straight up myth?
Total fabrication.
Yeah. And we found a podcast snippet that's asking like the same question. So we're gonna jump into that, see what they have to say.
Cool.
Yeah. So the snip kind of starts out by taking us all the way back to the 16th century.
Oh, wow. So like conquistador times.
Yep. Spanish conquistadors are all over South America, and they're hearing these stories.
About El Dorado?
Yeah, but it's not even about a city at first. It's about a golden king.
A golden king. Okay, I've never heard that part.
So apparently there was this ritual, right, where this king would like cover his whole body in gold dust.
Ooh.
I know, right? And then he'd go wash it off in this lake, this sacred lake.
Like a ritual cleansing or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Man, that's a powerful image, though. A king just covered in gold.
Yeah, and you can kind of see how that image morphed into the idea of a whole city made of gold, right?
Totally. It's like the story just got bigger and bigger with each retelling.
Exactly. And it got so big, right, that explorers, like famous explorers, like Francisco de Orellana.
Oh, yeah. And Sir Walter Raleigh.
Yeah. They launched these like crazy, dangerous expeditions into the Amazon to find this golden paradise.
They were convinced it was out there, huh?
Totally convinced. But obviously they didn't find anything.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, all that effort and like for nothing.
Yeah. But here's where things get interesting. So the podcast we're looking at, they're saying that maybe those explorers were looking in the wrong place.
Ooh. Okay, now that's intriguing. Why would they think that?
Well, so apparently there have been all these new archaeological discoveries in the Amazon basin.
Really?
Yeah. And it turns out there were these like pretty advanced civilizations living there, like way more advanced than people originally thought.
So like what kind of stuff are we talking?
Well, like complex societies, unique architecture. They had pretty advanced agriculture, social structures, like the whole 9 yards.
Wow. So maybe these settlements are like the real inspiration for the El Dorado myth? Like maybe the conquistadors just like misunderstood what they were seeing?
Yeah, maybe the story just got distorted over time.
Yeah, telephone game style.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the podcast also brings up another idea, which I think is even more interesting.
Okay, what's that?
So what if El Dorado isn't a real place at all? What if it's like a metaphor?
A metaphor for what?
Well, the podcast suggests that that El Dorado could symbolize the indigenous cultures, right? Like how rich and diverse they were.
Yeah, like their languages, their customs, their art, their knowledge.
Exactly. And all that to the conquistadors, that could have seemed just as valuable as, actual gold.
Oh, totally. Like a different kind of wealth, but just as valuable.
Yeah. So maybe the conquistadors, they were so focused on finding gold that they like missed the real riches.
They were blinded by their own like narrow view of what's valuable.
Exactly. Which, kind of makes you think, like, what are the El Dorados of our modern world?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like what are we chasing after? And are we are we even looking in the right places?
Makes you wonder, for sure.
This whole deep dive has been, it's been pretty eye-opening, I think. It reminds me that even when we're looking for something specific like literal gold,
Yeah.
sometimes we end up finding something way more valuable.
Absolutely. Like knowledge, understanding, a new perspective.
Yeah, all of it.
And I think that's the true legacy of the El Dorado legend, Whether it's real or not, it's made us explore, it's made us learn.
It's made us question.
Exactly. It's a reminder that the greatest treasures, well, they're not always what we expect them to be.
Right. Sometimes they're even better.
Much better.
Well said. Well, that's about all the time we have for today.
Yeah, we'll have to save the rest of this conversation for another deep dive.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But until then, keep exploring those hidden corners of history. And who knows, you might just stumble upon your own El Dorado.
And remember, the real treasure might be the journey itself.
See you next time.
See ya!